15, almost 16 years old.
ครอบครัวผมมาจากประเทศพม่าครับแต่ผม
My family came from Burma, and I was born in a refugee camp in Thailand.
We had a tip-off that these boys were going to be sold. What had happened was when we were negotiating for their niece in the slum area, she was sitting on my lap. Everybody was there, and they were screaming, saying, I want a cell phone out of the deal. I want this out of the deal. I want this. And what happened was when we got the 8-year-old girl for $24, I told the mom, if you ever want to talk to her, I'll put her on speakerphone, and here's my cell number. And so I gave him my cell number. Well, what happened was when I gave my cell number out loud, this boy memorized my cell phone. He walked around the house saying it over and over and over. And so he would call me every week and say, teacher, can you take me? Teacher, can you take me? I want to study. I want to go. Teacher, they're going to send me to Bangkok. Can you take me? Can you take me? At that point, we only had a girls' safe home. I had nowhere to put him. I had nowhere to take him. And so I said, just wait. We'll get you home. Just wait. And then the calls stopped coming.
ผมรู้สึกผมไม่เคยขึ้นไปกรุงเทพ
My mother told me about Bangkok, and I wanted to see stuff there. But I didn't know that they were going to blindfold me.
แม่ผม
My mom sold my brother and me to traffickers. At that time, I was 11 and my brother was 6. She sold us to the traffickers, and they took us to Bangkok to sell fruit and flowers.
ผมตั้งแต่ไป
When we first went there, the driver said, if any police ask you where you're going and why you're going there, say I'm going to Bangkok to see my mom.
ตอนนั้นเล็กอยู่ผมก็เดิน
There was one place that the police caught my brother and me, but a monk came and said, these kids are mine, so let them go. When I reached their house, they took the blindfold off me and I saw 2 kids, one boy and one girl. We all had to sleep in the same room, and they both had to sell fruit and flowers like me.
ผมไปอยู่ตรงนั้น
When I was there, they beat all of us. They tied the girl and beat her a lot. The day that they beat the girl, she couldn't sell up to their quota. So when we came back together, we all sat in a circle, and they tied up the girl.
เขามัดเขาตีมัดเชือก
They tied her hands above her head and beat her. They told me you have to sell up to 1,000 baht a day. But some days I couldn't do it. Sometimes I only made 500 to 600 baht a day.
ถ้าผมขายได้ไม่หมด
If we could not reach our goal, they beat us. They would twist my skin and my stomach.
ลืมแจครับ
They used tools made of steel and hit me. My brother is younger and he doesn't know how to sell yet. They would beat my brother in front of me, and I couldn't stand to watch it. I said, my brother doesn't know how to sell things yet. Why do you beat him like this? So I told them, don't beat him. If you want to beat someone, beat me.
แล้วก็ไปถึงนู่นผมก็
I didn't cry. I didn't cry when they beat me. But I cried when I got back to the home. I am scared they're going to beat me again.
ไม่อยากอยู่ที่นั่นอยากจะกลับ
My heart would break when I saw the knife.
One night I got a phone call. One of the boys was on the other end saying, they're beating me. He was crying and just hysterical on the side. I said, who's beating you? And he said, the traffickers, they're beating me. And I said, where are you? And he said, Bangkok, I'm in Bangkok. I said, where in Bangkok? He said, I don't know. They blindfolded me coming in and blindfolded me going out. I don't know where I am.
ผมก็รู้สึกเขาเข้ามา
At that time I was scared of them. But I know if I escape and someone helps me, the other kids in the house would have a hard time. They would be beaten a lot.
I said, I'll be on the first plane in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Meet me at this prominent bus station in Bangkok. And I said, whatever you got to do, get there. And he said, well, call my mom. Can you call my mom? I want to talk to my mom. So I got the phone on conference call, and there's screaming going on. He was crying. And I told the aunt and the mom, I'm going to meet him at such and such place. And little did I know, they were the connection for the traffickers. They were the ones that sold him in the first place. So right when we hung up, they called the traffickers and they told them where the boys were going to go. Traffickers went in, picked up the boys and brought them back, captured the boys and brought them back. I didn't know all of this, and so we got all our team ready, first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning, we were on the first flight out to Bangkok. I get over to that place, the meeting place. I told them we were combing the area, combing the bus station, and nobody saw these kids, and just going everywhere that we would know that these kids would be. After hours and hours of searching, we got in this taxi, and because he was taking us from place to place, he started talking to me. He said, "What are you doing? What are you looking for?" And I just felt like God say, "Tell him." So I started talking to the taxi and telling him what was going on, what we were doing, and he said, "I used to work for a special police unit, and if you give me the number of the payphone that the kids called you from, I can track it down." And we tracked down the exact location, and so we did a stakeout that night. We were going around from brothel to the bars, just we know that that's where they have to sell the flowers. We waited all night till about 1 in the morning, and those kids never came. We go back to the hotel, we're exhausted, we all just get to bed. 3 hours later, 4 o'clock in the morning, my phone rings, and it's the boys again. They said, we ran away. I said, "Do you know where a 7-Eleven is?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Run into that 7-Eleven, tell them what's going on, I'll be there."
หนีไปผมไม่รู้ว่าหนี
The day that my brother escaped, I didn't know that he escaped. When I got back to the shower and to rest, I found out my brother ran away and called Pastor Lana to help.
We got taxis, pull up to the 7-Eleven, and the boys were there. They ran out. They were so happy to see us. And he said, "We have to go and get my brother."
ก็รู้สึกมีคนมาช่วยแต่ผมว่าดีใจ
I was happy to escape and to have someone to help me, but I worry that they will take my brother to another house, and he won't be there anymore.
I knew at that point we were going into the trafficker's house, we're going into the slums. This is a whole area, a whole ring, so I knew we had to get the police involved.
ไอ้จากนั้นผู้นั้นเขาก็เรียกจันนากันมาแล้วก็
After my brother called Pastor Lana, they went to the police station. The police came and caught one of the traffickers at the house I was in, and they rescued us there.
The police went, kicked down the door, grabbed the little boy, grabbed the girl, came back. We spent the day in the police station and rescued the little boys.
แล้วก็พวกผมก็ไปตรงคุก
Then Pastor Lana bought me food. That food was fried chicken.
ผมว่าเมื่อก่อนก็ผมก็เหมือนกันเด็กเป็นยาอ่อนหนึ่งคน
Earlier, I felt like a stupid kid. But when I came here, I learned from teachers. They taught me about life and what to do in the future. Before, I didn't know Jesus. But when I came here, they taught me about Jesus and the story of Jesus every day.
วันนี้ผมมีความสุขผมได้
Today I am very happy, and I have the chance to study. Now I feel like I am safe. I'm glad that I got rescued, and that I'm not with the traffickers anymore.
No child should ever feel like that. No child should ever fear for their life, and that time, that trauma just took from their innocence and their childhood, that would even be in their memories. Just to hear all these things, it broke my heart when he called and he said, they're beating me, and I said, "Who's beating you?" And they said, "The traffickers." My heart just sank. It's so inhumane to be able to beat a child like that and use them as your own personal slave for labor, and not look and think, this child should be playing, this child should be going to school, this child should be eating, this child, and just to see, look at a child and say, "This is what I can get out of you." Not even see their smile or see their soul, just not even look in their eyes and see them. It just breaks my heart. I don't know how anybody could do that. I have no idea how many are out there, how many more. It's hard to number that. You can't even number that. You know, they're stateless children, and I mean, we see children from Cambodia and children from Burma right here in Bangkok. And so, I mean, there's no way to number how many kids are still out there.